everyone, it's Esabelle and welcome back to my channel. If you have been following my channel for at least a few months, you will know that I have been seeking out therapy just to kind of get a few questions I have answered and some things in my life straightened out. The other day, my therapist said something that blew my mind. Not because it didn't make sense, it was something that I have thought about before.
I am shocked! Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
But because it contradicted a lot of what my professors at the University of Oklahoma said whenever I was there to earn my bachelor's of psychology degree. First, here's a little bit of background on my therapist. He's been in the practice for, I think he said about, it was 60 or 70 years, something in that range. Sigmund Freud, who was one of the founding fathers of psychology, he trained a particular student who went on to train my therapist. So my therapist is kind of a second-hand student to Sigmund Freud. The other day, whenever I was meeting with him, he was like, so a lot of my patients have severe clinical depression, severe clinical anxiety, which is to say that it's debilitating to your life. And if it's not depression and anxiety, then it's something else that is hindering their lives in some way. He's like, you don't seem like you really need to be here. You seem like you have a lot of stuff pretty figured out. You seem like you're functioning really well. How come you think you need to be here? And there are a few reasons. One of the primary ones that I said was, my professors in college said that you are never supposed to do therapy on yourself because your self-awareness is never 100%. No human being is completely objective, but you're even less capable of being objective with yourself. You don't know what you don't know. Even aside from self-awareness, your awareness of situations is also not going to be objective, and it's good to have feedback. So I told him, hey, I was told that we are never supposed to do therapy on yourself. And he's like,
I don't know about that.
He actually said, 1, if you have high enough self-awareness and you have a good source of objective facts, it's harder to do therapy on yourself. However, he said that it is not impossible to do it. And I'm just like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that I've been on the right track all this time?
The whole time you would... The whole time!
That maybe I really don't need to be here as much as I assumed. Really? Though one big piece of context to keep in mind about this statement, we were not talking about severe psychotic mental illness. We are not talking about something that has a chemical foundation, things like that. He's talking about a lot of minor stuff in this context because I am going through primarily minor problems at this moment compared to a lot of clinical problems that I could have. So if you are having a lot of severe mental problems, major problems functioning, in this context, it is still much, much better to seek therapy. Basically, all my therapist has been doing recently has just been validating what I already knew. I was expecting to get into therapy and be like,
oh, I'm so enlightened. Oh, there's so many things that I did not know about. This is like a new level of my education.
And I'm here and I'm going,
yeah, I already kind of had that figured out, and that figured out, and that oh, that's kind of new. But it's like a new spin on old ideas. It's like, I might try that.
Like, it's a little bit of new stuff that's helpful, but it's not nearly as much as I was expecting. I was expecting to be utterly blown away. Let's talk a little about the 2 requirements that my therapist gave for helping yourself. 1, you need very high self-awareness. Being honest with yourself. I strongly recommend writing down everything that you are thinking about, everything that you feel. Start becoming very aware of everything going through your head, even if you don't like what you're putting down, even if it sounds like you are a selfish jerk of a person. Write it down, because if there is something that you need to work on, you need to know it. Please don't fear everything that you need to learn. Knowing it is the first step to learning it. That will definitely help your self-awareness. And 2, find an objective standard to hold yourself to, because without that, you are on sinking sand, my friend. Because if you go by how you feel, people's feelings change a lot. Moods change, circumstances change. For as much as I teach online and love teaching online, I am also a student right along with you, so whenever I learn something new, I want to share that with you guys. Now, on the topic of self-awareness, one of the biggest
biggest.
Thinkers for my self-awareness came about whenever I learned about the Myers-Briggs. It said so much about me, and it was so enlightening to be like, this is me. How did this book read my mind? I don't know, but it did. So I will link my MBTI series here, and until next time, always remember to live nothing less than your best life.